Hello ladies and gentlemen, I got you an exciting gameplay of the Wz-113. This tank is amazing, it does it all. It took me a really long time to master this tank. It took me exactly 45 matches to master the WZ, but I finally did it. I was like, you know what, this is taking too long. I'm just gonna rush in and get in the face of the enemy and do as much damage as I can. If I die, I die. I had to get in the thick of it. And there it is, our first target, the FV-4005 and a K91 as well. Well, since the FV doesn't have a camouflage, I assume they're not that great of a player. So I'm just gonna start loading high explosive and pump up my adrenaline as he peaks again, so I can get rid of him as fast as I can. Because the FV, even in the hand of an unprofessional player, it's still a very dangerous tank to face to face. Now since the FV is falling back, I'm gonna turn my attention to the K91 and get rid of him because he's holding my teammates from helping me. I'm gonna put one shell in his tracks, but I get unlucky and hit that slight red pixel of his armor, which get me to bounce. I noticed that the FV is back, and I would rather take a shell from the K91 and not 3 shells from the FV. So I'm just gonna fall back and face the K91, and I know he doesn't have a lot of gun depression. So if I fall back, he won't be able to hit my weak points, which is my lower plate. But finally the K91 and the FV as well, both dead. So now I can turn my attention to the 60 TP and the Yo as well. And now I'm just gonna do what this tank does as well the best, which is side scraping, because this tank have a boat shaped hole, which means even if they shot the tracks, it won't even get near the hole. They won't even bounce, it will just hit the tracks. And oh boy, that Yo does not seem like the greatest of players. So I'm just gonna load high explosives as he stands still there for me, so I can farm him as much as I can. Thank you, Mr. Yo, I will take that 1000 damage in my account. And again, securing the second kill, and exactly as the 60 TP shoots, as I said, this tank have a boat shaped hole. He shoots thinking that he will penetrate, but he didn't even get close to my lower plate. And now since the 60 TP is getting in cover, I'm gonna use this FV as my cover and try to bait the 60 TP of shooting again my tracks, thinking that he will penetrate my lower plate, and put a shell in his upper plate as he angles it exactly as I want. But right now you're about to see the disadvantage of the Wz-113. I'm gonna try to put my gun in front of his gun so I can block the shell, but sadly it wasn't to be. This tank sucks at face hugging. This is why the WZ is not one of my favorite tanks, because for a heavy tank, face hugging is really important, and this tank really sucks at it. But that does not mean our beast over here is a bad tank. This tank have a really high DPM, really good penetration, and a really fast reloading gun. But don't forget about the speed. A heavy tank going at 50 kilometers per hour, whenever you see that, yes, barely. There are only few tanks that can hit 50 kilometers per hour very easily that fast. I can go as fast as a medium. And since the T62A is just camping in the back in the bushes, scared of us, he left his teammates to die. I'm just gonna ram him and put a shell on his upper plate, dealing 600 damage. And now I'm just gonna keep pushing him because I don't want him to outmaneuver me, because I want to guarantee my last shot dealing 300 damage. And there you go, with our 6200 damage we guarantee our mastery, a high caliber, a steel wool, and as well a case metal class 1. And this was my experience with the Wz-113. I finally got to master this tank after 45 matches. I hope you enjoyed this match, and I'll see you in another video. And this was Freak vibing with you.